At 6 months, your baby's brain is growing faster than it will at any other point in their life. These 10 foods contain the specific nutrients your baby's brain is constructing with right now. Here's the full list. 1. Eggs are the single most complete first food you can give a 6-month-old, and you should give them the whole egg. The yolk contains choline, the nutrient your baby's hippocampus is built from. The hippocampus is the brain's memory center. Every experience your baby has, every face they recognize, every skill they learn, the hippocampus processes and stores it. Choline is what that structure is made of. Egg yolk also contains DHA, the fatty acid the brain uses to build cell membranes, alongside iron, vitamin D, and vitamin B12. Now, old advice used to say avoid the egg white, but modern pediatric science has completely flipped. Clinical trials prove that introducing the whole cooked egg, both white and yolk, right at 6 months dramatically reduces the risk of your baby developing an egg allergy later in life. Serve it fully cooked and mashed 3 to 4 times per week. 2. Salmon is a rich dietary source of DHA available for your baby, and DHA is the primary structural fat of the brain. The brain's gray matter, where thinking, memory, and processing happen, is approximately 50% fat by dry weight. DHA is the dominant fat in that structure. Every brain cell your baby builds from 6 months onward requires DHA to construct its outer membrane. Without it, those membranes are less fluid, less responsive, and less efficient at transmitting signals. Salmon also contains iodine, vitamin D, and complete protein, all critical for brain and body development in the first year. If using fresh salmon, ensure it is completely deboned to eliminate choking hazards. Twice per week is the NHS recommendation for oily fish in infants. Avoid smoked salmon for babies. The salt content is too high for infant kidneys at this stage. 3. Avocado is the most complete plant-based brain food on this list. It contains healthy monounsaturated fats the brain uses for myelin sheath development, the coating on nerve fibers that determines how fast signals travel between brain regions. A well-myelinated brain processes information faster. Myelination continues through childhood, meaning avocado's benefit isn't just for the first year. It also contains choline, folate, potassium, and vitamin K. Its texture, naturally soft and mashable with no cooking required, makes it one of the most practical first foods available. No preparation beyond mashing. Mild flavor. Half an avocado mashed, serve alone or mix with banana or sweet potato, is appropriate. 4. Full-fat plain yogurt is a good dietary source of iodine. Iodine has one job, producing thyroid hormones. And thyroid hormones have one job in infancy, regulating brain development. They control the rate at which brain cells migrate to their correct positions, form connections, and develop their myelin coating. Without adequate iodine, that entire process slows. A 2013 Lancet study found that mild iodine deficiency in UK mothers was associated with lower IQ scores and reading ability in their children at age 8. Full-fat yogurt only. Babies need dietary fat for brain development, and low-fat dairy is inappropriate before age 2. Plain only. Commercial-flavored baby yogurts contain added sugar at quantities inappropriate for infants. From 6 months, a few tablespoons of full-fat plain yogurt daily is both practical and genuinely impactful. 5. Liver is an iron-dense food, and iron at 6 months is critical. Babies are born with iron stores from the mother. Those stores last approximately 6 months. At 6 months, they're depleted. Breast milk contains very little iron. And this is precisely the moment dietary iron becomes essential, because iron is a primary nutrient required for myelination. Without it, nerve fibers don't coat correctly, neural signals slow down, and cognitive development is measurably affected. Studies consistently show that iron deficiency in the first 2 years, even mild deficiency with no obvious symptoms, produces differences in cognitive scores and attention that can persist into school age. Liver also contains vitamin A, vitamin B12, folate, copper, and zinc. No single food delivers more nutritional density per gram. Chicken liver is milder than beef liver, easier to puree smoothly. Once or twice per week is sufficient. More than that carries vitamin A toxicity risk. So frequency matters. If you're finding out new information here, Subscribe. There's a full series on baby nutrition and development on this channel. 6. Sweet potato is a rich plant source of beta-carotene, which the body converts to vitamin A. Vitamin A post-birth supports vision development, immune function, and ongoing brain cell differentiation, the process by which brain cells develop into their specific types and functions. Sweet potato also contains vitamin C, potassium, and fiber that supports gut microbiome development. Its natural sweetness makes it one of the most accepted first foods. Babies are born with a preference for sweet flavors, steamed and pureed for baby-led weaning. 7. Lentils are also an important iron source available from 6 months. Red lentils cooked to a naturally smooth consistency without blending. 1 critical pairing. Always serve lentils with a vitamin C source at the same meal. Iron from plant foods is less efficiently absorbed than iron from meat, but pairing with vitamin C increases that absorption by up to 67%. Mashed sweet potato alongside lentils. A small amount of pureed mango stirred in. That combination makes the iron in lentils meaningfully more available to your baby's developing brain. Lentils also contain zinc, folate, and high-quality protein, covering multiple developmental needs in one affordable, versatile food. Broccoli contains vitamin C, folate, calcium, iron, and a compound called sulforaphane. Sulforaphane crosses the blood-brain barrier and activates antioxidant pathways inside brain cells, protecting them from oxidative damage during the most intensive postnatal growth phase. Babies introduced to bitter vegetables before 9 months are measurably more likely to accept a varied diet at age 2 and beyond. The window for establishing flavor acceptance is narrow. Introduce broccoli now, before preferences solidify, and you significantly reduce the likelihood of a selective eater later. Blueberries. The neuroprotective benefits of blueberries don't stop at birth. Anthocyanins continue crossing into the baby's circulation post-birth and continue protecting developing brain cells from oxidative damage. At 6 months, the brain is still in its most intensive postnatal growth phase, still highly vulnerable to oxidative stress. Blueberries are one of the most practical and affordable antioxidant sources available for this age. Mashed blueberries are appropriate from 6 months. Whole blueberries are a choking hazard until around 9 to 12 months, at which point you should serve them quartered. Minced beef or lamb is a bioavailable iron source, more efficiently absorbed than iron from any plant food. Current NHS and Canadian weaning guidelines now specifically recommend iron-rich foods as first foods, a shift away from traditional rice cereals that contain minimal iron. The reason is straightforward. The 6-month iron depletion window is well established, and getting ahead of it matters. Beef and lamb also contain zinc, vitamin B12, and complete protein, every amino acid the brain uses to produce neurotransmitters. Minced beef or lamb cooked soft and pureed is appropriate from 6 months. Early introduction of red meat is one of the highest impact nutritional decisions in the first year. 6 to 12 months is the opening of the most critical nutritional window in your child's brain development, a window that runs through age 2 and won't come around again. Egg yolk, salmon, avocado, yogurt, liver, sweet potato, lentils, broccoli, blueberries, minced meat, 10 foods, 1 critical window, and start this week. The brain your baby is building right now is the one they'll use for the rest of their life.